everyone. Thank you for joining me again today on this podcast. So grateful for all of you. So grateful for having you here, for all of you that have subscribed, and for all the love, likes, shares. I've been getting a little bit of everything. So I'm so grateful and appreciative for all of you listening today. So I don't typically share this on a video, but I was feeling guided to do so. So we're gonna dive right in. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about what I understand and how I share the information that comes to me on the planetary alignments. In this particular case today, we're gonna be talking about the 8-8 portal, the Lion's Gate that happened on Saturday, and also the fact that we have a solar eclipse happening this coming Wednesday, August 12th. And August is a really interesting month because in numerology, when you add the month, the day, and the year, you get the same number as the date. So if it's 8-1, for example, we add 8 plus 1 for the day, it's the first, and then 2026, which is a 1 year. When you add 8, 1, and 1, you get 1 again because it's 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. And so if you do, you can keep doing that with all the different days, 8-2, 8-3, 8-4, 8-5, and so on, and you will continue to get the same number as the day. So that's happening, which is very magical. There's another particular alignment that is happening with so many planets being in air and fire signs. So Jupiter recently stepped in, it left Cancer. We were doing a lot of work on our families, and I spoke about this a little bit on my last video, how Jupiter being in Cancer was forcing us kind of for the last year to figure out our family issues or our family dynamics. And so that shift that happened from Jupiter being in Cancer and then now being in Leo is really bringing us back to our heart. So Leo is the sun, rules our heart. As we all know, it is an energy of, it's a fire sign, so it's an energy of fire. The heart is our connection and our portal to the universe, to how we show up. And Leo is the reminder that we're not here to play small. We are here to expand ourselves, right? So Jupiter is a planet of expansion. And so it's to expand ourselves to being that person that shows up, right? That we are not cocooned, we're not hermits, we're not here to stay, indoors or introverted all the time, that who we are matters, and our authentic self is so important when we can put ourselves out there, right, in a way that feels comfortable, of course, and in a way that feels aligned with who you are. But it's really not allowing us to play small anymore. And then we also have Uranus, right? So Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus for the past 7 years. And it's been 84 years since it's been in Gemini, and now it's in Gemini. And so think about Gemini. The sign Gemini is the duality, right? So it's the right side, the left side, the right brain, the left brain. And so it's being creative, but being logical. And it's really using that energy of discernment and judging for yourself what's best for you, what aligns, what's in your best interest, what you want more of, what you want less of. And so being very intentional with Uranus now in Gemini, that you are here to capture what the internet, right? So we're looking at social media because Uranus rules internet. Think of it as the electronics, the satellites, how we connect with people, the messaging that happens globally, right, through the internet. And so using maybe a platform such as that to not use it to put yourself down and critique yourself, but more so putting your message out, and which is why I was guided, right, to make sure that this YouTube channel was going to happen this summer, and why I've been very intentionally every day recording something, whether it's meditation or an episode for all of you to experience and to share. And so as we're understanding what the planets are doing, and we had the 8-8 portal happening. So remember, 8-8, because it's 2026, when you added the 8 and 2026, it's also an 8. And so it's very interesting how in this Lionsgate portal in Leo, right? It always happens in Leo season, is also that. It's that expansion. It's the alignment. Who are you? How are you showing up? Are you showing up? How can you share your voice, being conscious of what you're saying? Our words hold consciousness because it holds a frequency. Think about how music holds a frequency. Our voices and what we say and the words that we use hold a frequency, right? And when we're aware of what we're saying, and we're saying things that are negative or detrimental against ourselves, Leo, the sun, is reminding you, no, like that's not acceptable anymore. You can't do that. And it's important for us to come back to who we are, how we show up, and what are the parts of us that we are not happy with, because the solar eclipse, right? And so whenever I hear the word eclipse in my mind, it reminds me to clip things off or clip things away. And so when we're stepping into on the 12th into this eclipse energy, it is a reminder of what have you clipped away, right? Because a lot of us have been clipping and chipping away at a lot of things from our past. And there's videos and meditations that you can do on my channel to help you with that. And through that, there's a lot of past experiences, past episodes, past versions of ourselves that we're no longer, right? We're no longer or don't want to be like that anymore. And so there's a lot of pivoting, a lot of shifting happening. And so when you're in this fire energy and air, right? Because planets like Gemini, Aries is fire. But so when we're talking about air and fire, we're talking about the thoughts, the mind, and then the fire is taking action. We left a lot of planets being in earth and water in the last year, in 2025, which again, 2025 was a 9 year. When you add 2, 2, and 5, you get a 9. And 2025 was the year of endings, ending a 9-year cycle that had started 9 years prior. And so understanding how these 9-year cycles were in a 1 year, again, this time, right, in this cycle, we just started a 1 year in 2026, 2 and 2 plus 6 is 10, 1 and 0 is a 1. And so these are new beginnings. This is a clean slate. This is you being able to step into the new version of yourself, the aspects of yourself that you love so much, that you want to show more, that you want to shine more in the light and the sun. And then the aspects of you that you're clipping away, that you are done with, that you don't want to be that shy person, or you don't want to continue to hold on to messages, or not speaking your mind, or just saying, yeah, it's okay, but then it's not, or holding back how you really feel because you don't want to hurt other people's feelings, yet you're hurting your feelings. And so we're in this very special moment and time where we are all being invited to be our most precious, beautiful, authentic selves. Shine bright, right? Shine your light. Stop dimming it because the person next to you or the person around you can't handle you with too much light. So then they say that you're too much, you're too big, you're too whatever. It's like, that's fine for you. You can't handle it. That's okay. I'm fine with that. However, you cannot stop being who you are and who you are becoming, because the planets are aligned, right? And when people say when the planets and stars and the moon and everything aligns, well, it is, right? There's a lot of alignment here so that you can align yourself, align your life, align your relationships, align your words with your thoughts and your actions. Make sure that what you're thinking about and you're speaking about, that you're also acting upon, that you're not just using words and saying things and then not really applying any of it, right? Because then you're just spewing words, like you're just throwing things into the field, but nothing is happening. There's no momentum because you still have to take action. And so in these fire signs, when the planets are in fire signs, and there's so much action happening right within us, and our urge and our desires to do more and be more, that's what the invitation is that is happening today. And that is the reminder that as you're clipping things away, right, with this eclipse this week, you're also opening up yourselves for more opportunities, more doors to open, more exciting experiences and adventures, more people that are aligned with who you are now and not the version of yourself of who you used to be. Which takes me back to remind you that sometimes we outgrow people. Not sometimes, we always do. We outgrow people, right? We outgrow people because we have a different trajectory than they do. That can happen a lot with childhood friends. That could happen sometimes with partners. That could happen with you and your family. And feeling like you continued working on yourself and maybe they didn't do as much work on themselves. And then when you get together, it's like, oh, here we go again. Like we're recycling the same thing. And it doesn't have to be that way, just so long as you are being in the integrity with yourself of your self-expression. Like not holding back. I'm not saying to fight. I'm not saying by no means, right? That's not what we're talking about here. It's from a place of compassion. It's okay for you to have that opinion of me. However, I'm very happy with, the person that I've been working on within myself. And I'm very happy to show up this way. And I'm very happy that I could express myself and use my words to share with my environment, with the people around me, so that not only do they know the new version of me, but I get to be my most beautiful, authentic self, right? This version that I have been creating and that I am here now and that I want to share with my family and friends. And so coming from that place is where the planets are reminding you that this is where the alignment is happening. This is where you had to already have worked on a lot of the family issues. This is where the other aspect that I wanted to share today is that Chiron is in Taurus. And Taurus is an earth energy, right? It's the sign that rules the earth. It's an earth sign. And when you are, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So what is it about the 3D world, the earthly experience that you're having, that we're all having, where you have not healed or that you are healing, right? Being present with what that is. Typically that's through shadow work. That's looking at the parts of you that you're not happy with and sitting with yourself so that you can heal those aspects and understand what makes you so unhappy or disappointed or anxious or afraid, so that you can move past that, going through. I'm always going to remind you, you've got to go through. There's no skipping the line here. There's no one waiting for you up front. It's like, oh yeah, come on over. Like, come to the front of the line. It doesn't work like that. You've got to go through. But going through and understanding that Chiron is here in Taurus so that you can fully heal the parts of you in the 3D experience that have been painful, that have been fearful, that you are also getting ready to clip, right? And say, listen, I just don't want to be afraid of this kind of experience anymore. I don't want to feel this level of anxiety and panic every time I'm ready to pay my rent or my mortgage or pay my car. Like these are experiences that you have now the opportunity to look at, right? Just be present with it, understand it, accept it, so that you can heal it, go through it, and come out on the other side. And then every time that it's time to pay your rent or your mortgage or your car or whatever, your light bill, that you might even be paying it in advance because you're so happy with yourself that you have cultivated this new way of looking at your finances, right? So the planets being aligned the way that they are, and having so many planets in Leo, and having so many planets in the air signs, and having so many planets in the fire signs, is helping us to think different, to be different, to show up different, and to be happy with these experiences, because we know that we are not alone, that the universe, God, the higher power, the planets are all aligned and aligning for you to continue to become the best, most beautiful aspect and precious version of yourself that you are here to be, to become, and to share. So with that, I leave you all today. I hope this has been helpful. If you've got any questions, I would love to hear from you. So anyway, take this with you, enjoy, and see you at the next one.